Is the light? This light on? I don't know.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah.
So guys, this evening we are going to have a quick chat with the wonderful Lucky Khambule. My name is Maiden Ivrian and I'm part of the NDP Action Group. And we have come together as a group of activists in order to really try and support and push forward for an actual end to DP, and also to try and support those who are currently in its clause. Chatting to Lucky is a huge and wonderful opportunity. He is a mentor. He is someone that anyone who has anything to do with direct provision would know is a fantastic activist, and a warm congratulations on your Hero Award. We are long awaiting such a thing, and you are much deserving of it. So really it's just to kind of have a quick chat around activism, around DP, where we see it going, so that we and others can be proactive in joining the movement and actually bringing an end to this institution. So Lucky, for you, first of all, welcome, and thank you for allowing this to happen. We really appreciate it. Activism around DP, has that changed, do you think, in the last couple of years? Has anything changed around it? Has it upped the ante?
Yes. Firstly, thank you very much for inviting me here and speaking to the action group, and also for the surprise award, which no one was expecting it. And when we do the work, we just carry on with our eyes closed and carry on every day. So this is now, what, 6 years or 7 years? One has been an activist here. And in terms of, has it changed in direct provision throughout the years? Yes, it has. Remember, direct provision is 21 years this year. And it has never been so strong in direct provision now than before. And the fact that people now some do know their rights, and some do know that they can speak up. And it's all because of the work that we have been doing in speaking with the people and give them that surety that they can be able to speak up for themselves. I would say it has changed because in previous years, people were suppressed. People's space were taken by the groups that would say that they stand for asylum seekers, and in that process of doing so, suppressing their voices, you know. And it's very, very important for people to know that you cannot always fight for the people without the people. You got to fight with the people.
Absolutely.
So that people, when there is a victory, people would feel that they contributed to that victory. You know, so that's what has changed in the past couple of years since MASI got into the activism part of it.
Okay.
We make sure that people, we're not just, you know, going forward. People understand that they need to do it themselves.
Absolutely.
And there is no harm in doing so.
And do you think that the public, though, as in the general public, are more aware? Do you think people are more tuned in to what is actually happening and that what direct provision even is? Because I know from some of our experiences and myself over the years, you'd speak to other Irish people and they'd be shocked at what was happening in direct provision. I mean, has that improved, or is there more that can be done there to raise awareness?
One of the key things that we said when we were forming MASI was that we need to create awareness all the time.
Absolutely.
And it's very, very important that when you are in activism, you don't give up in terms of giving that information so that people can get involved. If you don't inform people, if you don't teach people about what is happening, you will never be able to get the people to follow, because people want to follow what they see and know. So I would say, if you look at it from, let's say, 6 years ago, or maybe 10 years ago, people didn't know or didn't care, because the phrase direct provision shuts down a person who is a normal Irish person that, would say, okay, those people are being taken care of, because the highlight that people know is that there are people that are just fed and housed, and that's it. Then they shut down on the actual human beings that are being there.
But I mean, it's very imperative then, due to, I mean, look at Ireland's history. We have a shocking and very sad history of institutional abuses, i.e. mother and baby homes, the Magdalen laundries. They're well documented. And I think for any of us that are, fighting this, we can see the correlations. We can see, almost the same attitudes and the same kind of policies being put in play in oppressing people. So, I mean, would it be right to say that this is the time to really get vocal around direct provision, seeing as people are very aware of the whole, scandal around mother and baby homes? Should we now be getting more vocal around direct provision to get people more on board? That years ago, people thought those homes were great places. On paper, they look like refuges. But now we learn that they were not. Do we want to repeat that in 20 years' time and start apologizing to those who have suffered in direct provision? That's something maybe we need to also kind of look at.
The good thing that is happening now is that we are speaking. We cannot be shut. I mean, the painful history of institutionalization in Ireland was such that they got away with it at that time because people didn't know, and they suppressed it in such a way that people didn't know. It's only now things are coming up, and they did all they could do, because people were helpless at that time. You could not, you could not open your mouth, otherwise you wouldn't see the day. But now we have we've got us, we have created the awareness, and people know more now. People in the workplace, like for instance, I can just give you a quick example from my workplace. I work at a corporate financial institution. Okay, it's all about production and stuff like that. You wouldn't really. They wouldn't have time for the social, issues that are happening around the people. But since I've been there, slowly people get to know my history in terms of living, the path that I took in terms of being in direct provision. And now this week, after this Heroes Award, for instance, because it went, the nomination, that video clip there, that about 1 minute video clip, went on LinkedIn, and many people in the corporate world are in that. So when they saw that, and they did not know, gosh, we've got this person in our midst who is spoken like this. And from the CEO, now, we had a meeting. We had a brief meeting in the morning, and to my surprise, the CEO mentioned this award and the work that we do in MASI, and recognized me in that meeting, and made me to speak to people about that. So the last thing that you can do to me is to ask me to speak about direct provision. Anyway, doesn't matter what audience it is. So then I just carried on for about 2 to 3 minutes, brief to just brief what is direct provision, why we do what we do, the importance of people knowing so that they can get involved, because the message must always be about the people that are suffering.
Yeah.
Whatever that you do, if you start focusing on other things, importantly, is the people, the children that are suffering there.
Yeah.
Is the people that are deprived of their rights every day there. Sometimes people tend to fight the wrong fights, but this is where the problem is. The efforts that people make or must make, groups or anyone, must be towards what people are, the people that are suffering go through there.
Okay.
If you get that, you will be able to solve the problems or come up with solutions, because at the back of your mind, always that vision that you have is that child that doesn't have the school fee to go after finishing the school living set. I'm busy now. I'm compiling. You've got that on your magazine as well. We're getting the kids as well to be excited to draw and express themselves in direct provision.
Absolutely,
There's
yeah.
so much talent that is there. So it's very, very important for people to understand that.
Yeah.
And that is what is hidden. That is what people don't want to see. Because what you see from the government point of view is that we are doing all we can to make sure that people are safe or people are fed and all that. But we need to understand that when we are there, we did not come here for food. We did not come here for shelter only. Life has to continue.
Absolutely,
That is what people miss, is that life must still continue. And it pains me all the time when I get a call